Matt, US ISM Manufacturing. Walk us through kind of what you're seeing. This print just came out, so walk us through what the news is there and why it's important for the week.
Yep. So before we get into those other two more urgent topics, we started this week opening up with the US ISM Manufacturing PMI for the United States. Basically, this is a survey index. 50 is net even. Below 50 is shrinking, declining, contraction. Above 50 is expansionary. So that number came in this week. It was actually a big surprise for the U.S. Real like goods producing economy. If you've been following along with Mind Print Hash the last few weeks, this is not a surprise. We talked about what Dow Theory would say with the U.S. industrial sector, with the XLI industrials ETFs. It's a better representation of the industrials, in my opinion, than the Dow Jones Industrial Average, which includes companies at this point like Goldman Sachs, et cetera. It's become watered down in the 100 years since Charles Dow formulated this index. But what that was supposed to represent was kind of a footprint of equity pricing for the kind of the U.S. manufacturing goods producing sector, and then the sibling of that index is the Dow Jones Transportation Index, which is really the counterpart of moving those goods throughout the economy. So railroads, airfare, ships, et cetera, just transportation. And the signal you're looking for, if this U.S. goods economy, if the industrial side of the economy is in a bull market, you should see a confirmation between a breakout of the industrial equities as well as the transportation. We called this out. We said this looks like it's happening, as we enter January. And this ISM print on January, in my opinion, my read of the situation confirms that. So market, the economists were surveyed and expected 48.5, which is contractionary, as is always or often the case with kind of inflection points in these key indices. The consensus tends to herd with each other and get these signals wrong. So the fact that they were off by a whole, 4 points, and those 4 points were a key range, right? 48.5 and 52.6 is the difference between contracting and a decently sized impulse towards expansion. But as far as what the data is showing on this PMI survey on the manufacturing sector, that looks to provide another confirmation signal. The goods economy within the U.S. is in a bull market, which kind of echoes what we've seen with the backdrop of what this White House has been pitching as far as the statements we've heard from Scott Bessent, for example, Treasury Secretary Bessent. We need to grow our way out of this. We're going to run it hot, et cetera. This is what they mean, and this is an output of what you would want to see with the follow through of the complete laundry list, the docket of policy steps they've made. Between international trade, market access, et cetera. What this means is you've got a growth upturn in the U.S. industrial sector, and so yeah, these kind of signals we're seeing in other areas of the financial markets. We'll get into those, and our third kind of news topic we'll cover with Bitcoin and the software sell-off. This is kind of in contrast to those signals where you see liquidity being kind of sucked out into the financial sector as it's going into the U.S. commercial and industrial space.